Ladies and mostly gentlemen, today we're going to talk about Zandalaris. Yep, Zandalaris, not some random gear or weapons for once. We're actually going to be looking at something different for the first time in ages. So about a month or so ago, I checked out the Zandalari flight and travel forms in-game. If you haven't checked out the video, then there should be a cheeky marker in the top right of your screen right now. So a couple of weeks passed, and we just accepted the fact that the Zandalari trolls would probably just end up using the troll Druid forms, and honestly, I was pretty okay with that, especially since at BlizzCon they said they didn't have any plans to change the other forms into dinosaurs. And then a brand new build came along and it added the Moonkin form and our first glimpse of the bear, and then shortly after that the Dino Cat was added. The reason I haven't made a video until now is because the bear and cat didn't initially have any animations. It was kind of just like frozen, similar to how the kul'tiran bears look at the moment. It seems that at the moment they're adding the models with no animations in one build, and then in the next build they're adding the animations in for them. So with that in mind, let's check out some of these forms in action. So firstly, let's look at the Zandalari Bear. Okay, so as of this current build, this turtle dino bear comes in 4 colours: white, blue, black and green. My personal favourite has to be the green one though, it's very cool. So the eagle-eyed viewers out there would have noticed that this model actually completely reuses every animation from the current bear form. It could just be some placeholder animations while they work on some custom ones, but honestly I don't really mind them reusing them. They work quite well with this model for the most part. They've even added the dance to this thing, which is just hilariously awesome. That being said, the model does tend to clip quite badly on itself, like when it's running for example. Overall the model does look great, and it does a great job of looking like a dinosaur, but still keeping up with the Zandalari style with the markings and gold rings, and of course, the giant tusks. I am a big fan of this model, and I can't wait to see if they have anything else to add or change on this turtle. Here's hoping for an incredible looking armoured version for the incarnation spell. Okay, so next up, let's see what the Zandalari Cat looks like in game. So this guy looks awesome. Once again, it reuses all the animations that are currently on the regular cat form for druids, including the dance of course. It comes in the exact same colour palette as the bear, which is great in my opinion. It also features similar assets like spikes, golden rings and Zandalari markings. The tusks are massive, so massive that it don't even fit in the mouth properly, and the mouth is constantly open, showing off these mean, sharp looking teeth. The back feet on this cat are great as well. If you look closely, you can actually see that they're sort of like a raptor talon. It's a nice little nod to the travel form, and it matches the model perfectly. Overall, a really great and unique looking model. It's nice to see that with the cat and bear form, that as of right now, these particular creatures are completely unique to druids. So at the moment, you can't actually see any non-druid versions of these dino cats and bears running around Zandalari. But of course, that is subject to change. And finally, let's take a look at the controversial Zandalari Moonkin form. Okay, so this Moonkin caused quite a stir in the community. I saw a lot of people bashing it for whatever reason, but I also saw a lot of people praising it for its originality and uniqueness. Now me personally, I actually kinda like it. Yes, I'm fully aware it's basically just a reskinned Arakoa from WoD, but they've added some welcome additions, and it's a really nice model when you're seeing it doing its thing in-game. At the moment it only comes in one colour, which is this purple and blue look, but it's likely we'll be seeing some more colours come through on this model as the alpha progresses. The small details are great on this as well. I love the Zandalari necklace especially. The giant tusks look great, and they work really well with the rest of the model. The creature itself is like a half bird, half reptile thing. The feathers throughout the model look super high res, and the physics on them are great, especially on the head. The casting animations are pretty crazy and over the top, but I actually love them. I wouldn't expect anything else from something that looks like this. I guess if you're not a fan of this model, you could just use the glyph of the stars and just become an astral form instead. And that's pretty much all I've got for the final Zandalari Druid forms. I guess there might be an Aqua Form, but how cool could that be? Overall, I think they've done a great job with most of the forms for the Zandalari, and I would absolutely love it if they went back to other Druid races and gave them the same amount of love, especially with all this talk of horde bias in Battle for Azeroth. Another thing I'd really like to see is Cosmetic Spells. So for example, for your bear form, you would have all the same spells as a Night Elf bear, but yours would be named differently with different icons, just to show some more uniqueness across the different races of Druid. A system like that could be carried over into other classes as well, so for like a Dark Iron Paladin, all your spells could be fire related, but the spells are exactly the same in essence. I believe Taliesin actually coined that idea first, and I really like it. So let me know down in the comment section below what your thoughts are on these new forms, and whether or not you like the Moonkin or not. I'd love to know what you guys think. So before I go, I'd like to give a massive shout out to my amazing patrons and YouTube sponsors. You guys are awesome. If you'd like to support the channel in that way, links are down below. So leave a like on the video if you liked it guys, and subscribe if you haven't. I also have a partner Discord channel with over 3,000 members. Link is down below. And with that, I'll see you next time.